The massive Imperial fleet emerged from hyperspace at the edge of the solar system, their ships casting long shadows across the void. The lead vessel, nearly the size of Earth's moon, moved forward while the rest held position near Neptune's orbit. Earth's Unified Defense Force detected the ships instantly. Deep space sensors, hidden in asteroid belts and scattered across the outer planets, sent data back to Earth's military command. General Tom Walker stood before the massive display screen, his weathered face illuminated by the red warning lights. "Alert status Alpha," he commanded, his voice steady despite the gravity of the situation. "Wake up all defense platforms, but keep our cards close to the chest." The Imperial diplomatic vessel, smaller than its warship cousins but still impressive, broke away from the fleet and approached Earth. Its sleek design spoke of advanced technology, covered in strange markings that seemed to shift and change in the sunlight. Earth's council gathered in the neutral meeting ground of the International Space Station. Representatives from major nations sat together, watching as the Imperial shuttle docked. General Walker stood behind Council President Mary Stone, his hand resting near his sidearm. The aliens emerged from their ship. They looked almost human, except for their height, easily 8 feet tall, and their metallic-looking skin. Their leader, who called himself High Commander, wore elaborate robes covered in symbols of authority. "We represent the Galactic Empire," the High Commander announced through a translator device. His voice carried an artificial smoothness. "We have come to offer Earth a position within our dominion." President Stone leaned forward. "Earth welcomes peaceful contact with other civilizations. However, we maintain our independence." The High Commander's expression didn't change, but the temperature in the room seemed to drop. "Perhaps I wasn't clear. This isn't an offer. It's a notification. Earth will join the Empire. The only choice is whether it happens peacefully or not." General Walker stepped forward. "Is that a threat?" "A promise," the High Commander replied. "We've studied your civilization. You've barely achieved spaceflight. Your technology is primitive. Your military capabilities are insignificant." The Earth delegation exchanged glances. President Stone's voice remained diplomatic, but carried an edge of steel. "We recommend you reconsider your position. Earth has no desire for conflict, but we will defend ourselves." The High Commander laughed, a sound like grinding metal. "Defend yourselves. With what? We've conquered 1,000 worlds more advanced than yours. You have nothing that could harm us." Walker smiled slightly. "Then why bring such a large fleet for such an insignificant world?" The alien leader's eyes narrowed. "You have 24 hours to announce your surrender. After that, we'll provide a demonstration of Imperial power." He turned to leave, his robes swishing behind him. "One moment," President Stone called out. "Before you go, we have a message for your empire." She stood, her voice carrying the weight of Earth's United Nations. "Earth will not surrender. Earth will not submit. And if you attack us, you will learn exactly how wrong your assessment of our capabilities is." The High Commander paused at the airlock. "Strong words from a weak species. Tomorrow, you'll learn the cost of defiance." After the Imperial shuttle departed, the Council broke into urgent discussion. General Walker activated his secure comlink. "They took the bait. They have no idea about the defense grid, or the fleet, or anything else." President Stone nodded. "Typical Empire behavior. They see what they expect to see." She turned to the Council. "Ladies and gentlemen, we've prepared for this moment for decades. It's time to show them why you don't threaten Earth." Deep beneath the surface of Mars, hidden shipyards hummed to life. In the asteroid belt, weapon platforms powered up. And in secret bases across the solar system, Earth's real military forces prepared for battle. The Empire had made a crucial mistake. They had judged Earth by its public face, a relatively young spacefaring civilization. They hadn't discovered the hidden truth. Humans had reversed-engineered alien technology from crashed ships decades ago. They had built defenses in secret, preparing for the day when the stars would bring threats to Earth's doorstep. That day had arrived, and Earth was ready. As the Imperial shuttle rejoined its fleet, High Commander looked at Earth through his view screen, already planning where to strike first. He had no idea he was being watched by dozens of cloaked satellites, his every move tracked by weapons far more advanced than he could imagine. Tomorrow would bring surprises, but not the ones the Empire was expecting. The Imperial fleet moved with calculated precision toward Earth's moon. High Commander stood on his bridge, watching as his ships took position for their planned demonstration of power. "Target the largest lunar base," he ordered. "Show these primitives the price of defiance." The Empire's largest battleship charged its main weapon, energy building in a visible sphere at its front. The shot, when it came, was designed to not just destroy the base, but crack the moon's surface, a display of overwhelming force. The beam never reached its target. A shimmer appeared in space, and the attack dissolved harmlessly against an invisible barrier. High Commander blinked in surprise. What just happened? "Unknown energy shield detected," his science officer reported, confusion clear in his voice. "Origin. Everywhere. The entire moon is protected." Before the Empire could process this development, new signals appeared on their sensors. Hidden doors opened across the lunar surface, revealing massive gun emplacements. Earth's defense platforms, disguised as ordinary moon bases, powered up their weapons. "Impossible," High Commander whispered. "Their technology level." "We were wrong," his tactical officer interrupted. "Very wrong." The lunar defense grid opened fire. Beams of concentrated energy sliced through space, cutting Imperial ships in half. The Empire's supposedly superior shields failed against weapons they'd never encountered before. In orbit around Earth, more surprises awaited. The primitive satellites suddenly transformed, unfolding into heavily armed battle stations. The International Space Station, which had hosted the diplomatic meeting, revealed itself as a state-of-the-art command center. General Walker stood in the transformed station, watching the battle unfold. "Launch the fleet," he ordered. "All of it. From hidden bases on Mars, beneath Earth's oceans, and inside asteroids, humanity's real space force emerged." Ships that had been built and trained in secret for decades took flight. They were smaller than Imperial vessels, but faster and more maneuverable. "This is impossible." High Commander raged as reports of Earth's true military strength poured in. "They're savages. They'd barely have space flight." "Sir," his second-in-command responded, "I believe that was what they wanted us to think." Earth's ships demonstrated combat techniques the Empire had never seen. They moved in ways that defied standard space combat doctrine, using maneuvers developed by pilots who had trained their entire lives for this moment. President Stone watched from the Lunar Command Center as humanity's defenders engaged the enemy. "Send the message," she ordered. "Let's make our position clear." All Imperial communications channels received the same broadcast. "You were warned. Earth will not submit. This is your final chance to retreat." High Commander's response was predictable. "All ships, attack. Crush these upstart primitives." The Empire's fleet surged forward, directly into Earth's trap. Hidden antimatter mines detonated throughout their formation. Cloaked weapon platforms revealed themselves, catching Imperial ships in devastating crossfire. "Sir," the Imperial tactical officer reported, his voice shaking, "we've lost 30% of our fleet. Their weapons, they're not just advanced, they're beyond anything in our database." Earth's ships demonstrated their superiority in close combat. They executed impossible turns, their inertial dampeners and artificial gravity systems far more advanced than the Empire's technology. Each human vessel fought with the coordination of a well-trained team, while the Imperial ships relied on brute force and overwhelming numbers. Those numbers were rapidly diminishing. "Retreat," High Commander finally ordered, his pride shattered. "Full retreat to Rally Point Alpha." As the Imperial fleet fled, leaving their damaged ships behind, Earth's forces held position. They could have pursued, could have destroyed more of the enemy, but that wasn't their goal. General Walker watched the Empire's ships disappear into hyperspace. Send recovery teams to the disabled Imperial vessels. I want their technology analyzed. President Stone nodded. And send our message to every corner of the galaxy. Earth is not what the Empire thought we were. We've been preparing for this day since we found that crashed ship in 1947. Across the solar system, humanity's hidden strength stood revealed. Defensive installations, advanced ships, and technology that rivaled or surpassed the Empire's best. All had been developed in secret, waiting for the moment they would be needed. The Empire had made its move. Now it was Earth's turn to show the galaxy what humanity could really do. High Commander, nursing his wounded pride as his fleet retreated, didn't realize he had just started something much bigger than a failed conquest. Earth was about to change the galactic balance of power forever. The Imperial fleet licked its wounds at Rally Point Alpha, a distant star system they considered safe. High Commander paced his bridge, his metallic skin reflecting the dim emergency lights of his damaged flagship. Status report, he demanded. 40% of our fleet is either destroyed or captured, his tactical officer replied. Earth's forces have technologies we've never encountered. Their ships move in ways that should be impossible. Just then, alarms blared across the Imperial fleet. Space itself seemed to tear open as Earth's vessels emerged from hyperspace, not just at one point, but everywhere around them. How did they find us? High Commander demanded. How did they get here so fast? Earth's ships had followed the Imperial fleet through hyperspace using advanced tracking systems. But more than that, they had improved on the Empire's own FTL technology, making their ships faster and more maneuverable, even at faster-than-light speeds. General Walker stood on the bridge of Earth's flagship, the EDS Defender. All ships, Combat Formation Delta. Let's show them what happens when you threaten our home. The human fleet moved with perfect coordination. Each ship knew its role, executing complex maneuvers that had been practiced countless times in secret. The Empire's remaining ships found themselves surrounded, caught in a three-dimensional web of enemy vessels. Impossible, High Commander whispered. Their formation, it's perfect. Earth's ships opened fire. Their weapons were precisely calibrated, not to destroy, but to disable. Surgical strikes took out engines, weapons, and shield generators. The Empire's mighty warships were reduced to floating hulks in space. Sir, the Imperial communications officer called out, we're receiving a transmission from the Earth vessel. Walker's voice filled the Imperial command channel. Your Empire has ruled through fear and superior technology. That advantage is gone. Earth possesses capabilities you never imagined. This is your final warning. High Commander's pride wouldn't let him surrender. All ships, return fire. Show these humans the true might of the Empire. But the Empire's weapons proved ineffective against Earth's defenses. Shields based on reversed engineered alien technology, improved by decades of human innovation, deflected everything the Imperial ships could throw at them. The battle wasn't just one-sided. It was a complete revolution in space warfare. Human ships demonstrated combat techniques developed through centuries of military theory and tactical analysis, all applied to advanced technology that had been perfected in secret. Target their command and control systems, Walker ordered. Let's show them what our EMP weapons can do. Pulses of electromagnetic energy washed over the Imperial ships, shutting down their systems. Vessels that had conquered countless worlds now drifted helplessly in space, their crews struggling to restore power. High Commander watched in horror as his mighty fleet was systematically dismantled. How? How did they hide all this from us? Because you saw what you wanted to see, came the reply from Earth's forces. You saw our public space program, our commercial satellites, our crude-looking ships. You never looked deeper. The battle lasted less than an hour. When it was over, the Imperial fleet, or what remained of it, was in no condition to fight. Earth's ships held position around them, weapons still ready but not firing. Walker's voice came over the comm again. Your ships will be allowed to limp home. Tell your Empire what you saw here. Tell them that Earth is not a primitive world to be conquered. We are not prey. As Earth's fleet prepared to depart, they left behind small, stealthy probes, advanced monitoring devices that would track Imperial movements and communications. The Empire wouldn't be able to plan another attack without Earth knowing about it. Send the battle data back to Earth, Walker ordered, and prepare for Phase 2. The Empire won't take this humiliation lying down. The human ships vanished into hyperspace, leaving the battered Imperial fleet to contemplate their defeat. High Commander stared at the damage reports, his worldview shattered. In all his years of service, he had never seen technology like this, never encountered a species that could so completely outmaneuver and outfight Imperial forces. Back on Earth, President Stone reviewed the battle footage. "The Empire now knows what we can do," she said, "but they don't know everything. Not yet." In hidden shipyards across the solar system, construction continued. Earth was preparing for the real war that everyone knew was coming. The Empire had just learned a harsh lesson, but it was only the beginning. News of Earth's victory spread through the galaxy like wildfire. In hidden corners of space stations and on countless subjugated worlds, beings of all species whispered about the planet that had humbled the mighty Empire. In a secret meeting chamber on the neutral trading world of Haven, representatives from Earth met with delegates from various resistance movements. The room was secure, protected by technology that even the Empire couldn't penetrate. "Your victory has changed everything," said the resistance leader, a tall being whose species had been under Imperial control for centuries. For the first time, others dared to dream of freedom. General Walker sat at the conference table, studying the assembled aliens. "Earth is prepared to share our technology with those who stand against the Empire, but we need information in return." The resistance members shared intelligence about Imperial fleet movements, defense systems, and colonial holdings. Each piece of information revealed just how deeply the Empire's control reached across the galaxy. "The Empire rules through fear and superior technology," one delegate explained. "But your ships, your weapons, they're beyond anything the Empire has. How is this possible?" President Stone, attending via secure hologram, answered carefully. "Humanity has a gift for innovation. When we found that crashed ship decades ago, we didn't just copy the technology. We improved it, refined it, made it our own." The revelation sent murmurs through the gathered representatives. The Empire had always claimed technological superiority, but Earth had proven that claim false. "We propose an alliance," Stone continued. "Earth can provide technology and training. You provide local knowledge and support networks. Together, we can break the Empire's grip on the galaxy." In Imperial space, the High Command was in chaos. Reports of Earth's capabilities had caused panic among the ruling elite. Emergency meetings were called as analysts tried to understand how they had missed Earth's true strength. "We must crush them immediately," one Imperial commander demanded, "before other worlds follow their example." But the Emperor's chief advisor urged caution. "Their technology exceeds ours. A direct assault would be disastrous. We need time to analyze their capabilities, to find weaknesses." Meanwhile, Earth's diplomatic efforts bore fruit. Underground resistance movements made contact, seeking protection and support. Earth began carefully sharing defensive technology with trusted allies, teaching them to protect their worlds from Imperial control. The Empire's attempts to save face became increasingly desperate. They launched a massive propaganda campaign, trying to paint Earth as a dangerous rogue planet that needed to be contained. But their messages rang hollow in light of their recent defeats. "Look at these readings," Walker said, showing President Stone data from their monitoring probes. "The Empire is pulling ships from their frontier worlds. They're preparing for something big." Stone nodded grimly. "As expected, but now we have allies in those frontier regions. Every ship they move gives another world a chance at freedom." In secret shipyards across Earth's solar system, production accelerated. New vessels were launched daily, incorporating lessons learned from the recent battles. Every Imperial technology captured was studied, improved, and integrated into Earth's defenses. The Resistance delegates were taken on carefully controlled tours of Earth's facilities. They watched in amazement as human ships performed maneuvers that Imperial vessels couldn't match, as weapon systems demonstrated power beyond anything they'd seen. "Your world had all this power, and you kept it hidden," one delegate asked in wonder. "We knew the Empire would come eventually," Walker explained. "We needed the element of surprise. Now we need allies who understand what's at stake." As the diplomatic meetings concluded, Earth had gained valuable allies and intelligence networks throughout Imperial space. The Resistance movements left with hope, and with defensive technology that would help them resist Imperial control. President Stone addressed the Earth Council that evening. "The Empire will return, stronger than before. But they'll find a very different galaxy when they do. Every world we help defend is another ally in the coming fight." The Empire had ruled through fear and isolation, keeping subjugated worlds from communicating or cooperating. But Earth was changing that dynamic, creating networks of resistance that would soon challenge Imperial control across the galaxy. As Walker watched the Resistance ships depart, he knew that the real battle was just beginning. The Empire's next attack would be devastating, but Earth wouldn't face it alone. The Empire's full invasion force emerged from hyperspace, darkening the space around Earth's solar system. 5,000 ships, the largest fleet ever assembled in Imperial history, formed a massive wall of steel and energy stretching from Mars to Jupiter. On his new flagship, High Admiral Rex, specially appointed by the Emperor himself, stood watching Earth's distant blue sphere. "Begin the attack. No mercy this time." Earth's defense systems activated instantly. The hidden weapons platforms scattered throughout the asteroid belt powered up. Beneath the surfaces of Mars, Europa, and Titan, massive gun batteries emerged from their concealment. General Walker stood in the Lunar Command Center, his face illuminated by holographic displays showing the Imperial fleet's position. "They brought their entire fleet," he said, a slight smile crossing his face. "Just as we hoped." The first wave of Imperial ships surged forward, expecting to overwhelm Earth's defenses through sheer numbers. Instead, they met a carefully planned defense in depth. Automated drones swarmed from hidden bases, surrounding Imperial vessels with thousands of small, agile targets. "Clever tricks won't save them this time," High Admiral Rex declared. "Press the attack." But Earth had prepared for this moment. The seemingly primitive satellites orbiting every planet in the solar system transformed, revealing themselves as automated battle stations. The Empire's advance slowed as they fought through layer after layer of defenses. President Stone watched from the secure command bunker deep beneath the Rocky Mountains. "Activate the Soul Defense Grid," she ordered. Hidden emitters on every planet, and major moon activated simultaneously, creating an interlocking network of gravity wells and energy fields. Imperial ships found their movements restricted, forced into channels where Earth's defenders waited. "Impossible," Rex shouted as his fleet's formation broke apart. They'd weaponized the entire solar system. Earth's main fleet emerged from its hidden docks around Saturn, its ships moving with a precision that had shocked the Empire in their first encounter. But this time, humanity had even more surprises ready. "Launch the swarm," Walker commanded. From bases hidden in the sun's corona, millions of solar-powered drone fighters emerged. They moved as one, guided by advanced AI systems, surrounding Imperial ships in three-dimensional attack patterns that no organic pilot could match. The battle raged across the solar system. Imperial ships, despite their numbers, found themselves fighting an enemy that seemed to be everywhere at once. Earth's forces used the gravity wells of planets and the solar wind itself as weapons, demonstrating a mastery of space warfare that left their opponents reeling. "We're losing too many ships," Rex's tactical officer reported. "Their technology. It's like they're not even fighting the same war we are." Rex watched in growing horror as his mighty fleet was systematically dismantled. Earth's defenders weren't just winning. They were doing so with a precision and efficiency that made the Empire's tactics look primitive in comparison. Walker directed the battle from his command center, coordinating with AI systems and human commanders across the solar system. "Drive them back past Neptune's orbit," he ordered. "Let's show them why you don't threaten humanity's home." The Empire's ships began to retreat, but Earth's forces had positioned themselves carefully. Hyperspace inhibitors, hidden in the Kuiper Belt, prevented their escape. The mighty Imperial fleet found itself trapped and being destroyed piece by piece. "This is your final warning," President Stone's message broadcast across all frequencies. "The next Imperial ship that enters this solar system will not survive to leave it." High Admiral Rex, watching his fleet crumble around him, finally gave the order to retreat. But only half of his ships had enough power left to make the jump to hyperspace. The rest were either destroyed or captured, their crews surrendering to Earth's forces. As the battle ended, Walker surveyed the aftermath. Debris from Imperial ships filled space around every planet, but Earth's defenses had held. The Empire's greatest fleet had been defeated. "Send recovery teams to salvage their technology," he ordered, "and begin broadcasting the battle footage to every world under Imperial control. Let them see what happened here." President Stone addressed the Earth Council that evening. "Today we've shown the galaxy that humanity will not be conquered. But this victory comes with a responsibility. We must be ready to help others fight for their freedom too." The Empire had finally shown its full strength, and Earth had proven stronger. As news of the battle spread across the galaxy, the balance of power shifted. The age of Imperial dominance was ending, and a new era was about to begin. The Earth Council gathered in their grand chamber beneath Mount Everest, representatives from every nation meeting to make a decision that would change galactic history. The chamber's walls displayed real-time feeds from across the solar system, showing the aftermath of their victory over the Empire's greatest fleet. President Stone stood at the central podium, her voice carrying to all corners of the chamber. "The time has come to make our position clear to the galaxy. We are no longer hidden. We are no longer waiting." General Walker displayed the latest intelligence from their probes scattered throughout Imperial space. The Empire's defeat has sparked uprisings on 30 worlds already. Their control is weakening. The Council voted unanimously. Earth would formally ban the Galactic Empire from the entire solar system. More than that, they would declare their space a sanctuary for any species seeking freedom from Imperial rule. "Send the message," Stone commanded. "Let every world hear it." The broadcast went out on all frequencies, in all known languages. Earth's powerful transmission systems, hidden for decades, carried their words to the farthest reaches of the galaxy. To the Galactic Empire: "You are hereby banned from Earth's solar system. Any Imperial vessel crossing our borders will be destroyed without warning. To all peoples seeking freedom, Earth stands ready to help defend your independence." The impact was immediate. Across the galaxy, subjugated worlds that had watched Earth's victory began to rise up. The Empire's grip on its outer territories started to crumble. In the Imperial capital, the Emperor himself watched in rage as system after system declared independence. How dare they? One primitive world causes all this chaos. But Earth was far from finished. Walker oversaw the deployment of defensive technology to allied worlds. Human ships, carrying advanced weapons and shield systems, helped local resistance forces drive out Imperial garrisons. The Empire built its power on having superior technology. Walker explained to the Council, "We've broken that advantage. Now everyone knows they can be beaten." The Empire's attempts to maintain control grew increasingly desperate. They sent threats, promising devastating retaliation. Earth's response was to broadcast footage of their recent victory, showing exactly what happened to Imperial threats. Stone met with representatives from newly freed worlds in the orbital diplomatic station. "Earth doesn't seek to rule," she assured them. "We only want to ensure that no empire can ever threaten free worlds again." The Empire's response came in the form of assassins and saboteurs sent to cause chaos on Earth. But humanity's defenses, honed by decades of preparation, caught them all. Each captured Imperial agent provided more intelligence about the Empire's weakening structure. Their entire system is based on fear and control, Walker reported, studying the interrogation data. Without those, they're falling apart from within. More systems declared independence daily. Earth's technology spread through the galaxy, given freely to those who would use it to defend freedom. The Empire's once mighty fleets found themselves facing enemies armed with weapons they couldn't counter. In the Council chamber, Stone watched the galactic map as more and more systems turned from Imperial red to independent green. "We've started something that can't be stopped," she said. "The galaxy is changing." The Empire made one last attempt at diplomacy, sending a high-ranking noble to offer Earth a special status within the Empire. The Council's response was brief. "We are not interested in joining you. We are interested in ensuring you can never threaten another world again." Human ships now patrolled far beyond the solar system, protecting trade routes and helping newly free worlds establish their defenses. Earth's ban on Imperial vessels became a model for other systems, creating zones of independence that the Empire couldn't penetrate. Walker stood on the bridge of humanity's newest flagship, watching as another world celebrated its freedom. "The Empire thought they were coming to conquer us," he said. "Instead, we showed the galaxy how to be free." The declaration that had started as a simple ban had become something much more, a revolutionary change in the galactic order. Earth, once thought to be a primitive world on the galaxy's edge, had become a beacon of hope and resistance. As Stone prepared to address the next meeting of free worlds, she knew that the real work was just beginning. The Empire was wounded but not destroyed. But now, for the first time in millennia, the galaxy could imagine a future without Imperial rule. And it had all started with a simple message: Earth bans the Galactic Empire. Entry forbidden. 5 years after Earth's historic ban of the Empire, the galaxy had transformed. The once mighty Empire had fractured into dozens of smaller territories, its iron grip on the stars finally broken. General Walker stood on the observation deck of Earth's new Galactic Coordination Center, watching ships from 100 different species come and go through the solar system's bustling travel lanes. "Hard to believe this all started with us telling them to stay out of our space." President Stone joined him at the window. "The Empire's biggest mistake was thinking we were alone. Every world they'd conquered was waiting for a chance to fight back. We just showed them it was possible." Below them, in the sprawling complex that had replaced the old International Space Station, representatives from free worlds across the galaxy gathered to discuss trade, defense, and cooperation. Earth had become the center of a new alliance, not an empire, but a federation of independent worlds. Another Imperial holdout surrendered this morning, Walker reported, checking his datapad. "That makes 15 this month. Their former territories are requesting membership in the Federation." The Empire's collapse had been dramatic. Once worlds realized they could successfully resist, centuries of resentment and rebellion had exploded into action. Earth's advanced technology, freely shared with those who opposed Imperial rule, had turned the tide. In the Council chamber, a former Imperial governor who had defected explained the situation. The Empire was built on 3 pillars: superior technology, absolute control, and fear. Earth broke all 3. Without them, they couldn't hold power. Human ships now patrolled trade routes throughout the galaxy, ensuring free passage for all peaceful vessels. The sight of Earth's distinctive designs had become a symbol of protection and independence. "We've received another distress call," a young officer reported to Walker. "A former Imperial world requesting assistance with their planetary defense system." This had become routine. As the Empire retreated, they often sabotaged local infrastructure. Earth's engineers and scientists worked constantly, helping worlds rebuild and improve their defenses. Stone addressed the latest meeting of the Federation Council. "Earth's goal remains unchanged. We don't seek to rule. We seek to ensure that no power can ever threaten free worlds again." The Federation grew stronger each day. Worlds that had never been allowed to communicate under Imperial rule now shared knowledge, culture, and technology freely. Innovation flourished as species collaborated, combining their unique perspectives and abilities. The Empire's remnants are trying to regroup in the outer regions, Walker noted, studying intelligence reports. But without their subject world's resources, they can barely maintain their remaining ships. Former Imperial citizens, freed from generations of control, brought new energy to the galaxy. Arts and sciences that had been suppressed under Imperial rule flourished. Trade routes that had once served only the Empire's needs now connected a network of independent worlds. In Earth's shipyards, a new class of vessel was under construction. These weren't warships, but exploration craft, designed to push deeper into unknown space. Humanity's drive to explore had spread to their alien allies. We've confirmed reports of Imperial knowledge vaults being opened, an analyst reported to Stone. Centuries of suppressed information is being released to the public. The Empire had hoarded scientific discoveries, artistic works, and historical records, using knowledge as another form of control. As these vaults were discovered and opened, a cultural renaissance spread across the galaxy. Walker watched as a group of alien children toured the Coordination Center. They came from worlds that, just years ago, had been under strict Imperial control. Now they walked freely, learning about other species and cultures. The Empire thought they could keep control by keeping worlds isolated and afraid. Stone observed, they never understood that connection and cooperation make everyone stronger. Earth had become more than just a sanctuary. It was a symbol of what was possible when worlds stood together against oppression. The band that had started as an act of defiance had grown into a revolution that changed the galaxy. In deep space, at the edge of known territory, Earth's exploration ships made new discoveries daily. The galaxy was vast, and now, for the first time in centuries, it was truly free to be explored. "We're receiving a transmission from the last Imperial stronghold," Walker reported. "They're requesting terms for surrender." Stone smiled. "Tell them the terms are the same as always. Give up their weapons, free their subjects, and join the Federation as equals. The age of empires is over. The new galactic order had begun. And it all started because one primitive world had dared to say no to an empire.